Your arteries might be clogged right now and you wouldn't even know it. But this one food can start cleaning them in just 3 days. And no, your doctor never told you this. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to stay full of energy, free of fatigue and chest pain, while others, maybe even you, struggle with high blood pressure, constant tiredness, or numbness in the limbs, even though they eat healthy? What if I told you that the real reason might be hiding right inside your arteries? You see, clogged arteries are known as the silent killer for a reason. They don't scream for attention until it's too late. A minor buildup of plaque here, a little inflammation there, and suddenly your heart is working overtime, your circulation weakens, and your entire body starts paying the price. It's not just about heart attacks, it's about losing quality of life day after day. Now here's the part they don't want you to know. There's a simple, natural food, something you probably already have in your kitchen, that can begin to clean your arteries in as little as 3 days. Sounds unbelievable? I get it. But stay with me, because what you're about to discover might just change the way you think about your heart health. This isn't about some magic pill or expensive treatment. It's about going back to what works. Natural remedies, backed by science, and used for generations before pharmaceutical solutions took over the spotlight. Because let's be honest, many people today are tired of relying on medications that only mask the symptoms. You want real results. You want to feel better. And above all, you want to understand what's happening inside your own body. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt that constant pressure in your chest, or that heavy feeling in your legs at the end of the day, and just assumed it was normal? Maybe your doctor brushed it off, or maybe you've been told it's just aging. But what if it's not? What if your arteries are crying for help, and you've simply never been shown how to support them naturally? If you've ever searched for ways to lower cholesterol without medication, improve blood flow, or reduce fatigue naturally, this video was made for you. And no, we're not just listing off generic tips like eat better or exercise more. You're going to learn something real, something specific. A single food, often overlooked, that has been shown to reduce inflammation, improve circulation, and yes, start cleansing your arteries faster than you might think. And the best part? It's affordable, easy to find, and can be added to your routine in less than 2 minutes a day. No complicated recipes, no strange ingredients, no waiting months to feel a difference. So go ahead. Grab a glass of water, sit back, and stay with me until the end, because this one small change might just be the turning point you've been waiting for. What you're about to hear isn't just another health tip. It's a game changer your heart will thank you for. Now, let me show you how this powerful food works inside your body, and why so few people are talking about it. Now, as we dive deeper into how this powerful food works, I want you to take a moment and think, has anyone ever explained your health to you this way? Not just throwing medical terms around, but really helping you understand what's happening inside your own body and what you can do about it. Maybe this is the first time you're hearing that your arteries can actually begin to heal naturally. Maybe it's the first time you're realizing that fatigue, brain fog, or even that tightness in your chest might not be random, but a warning sign. If any of this is resonating with you, share it with me in the comments. I genuinely want to hear from you. What are you feeling right now? Have you experienced any of these symptoms? Have you tried natural remedies before? Your story matters, not just to me, but to others who are watching this and thinking, am I alone in this? And look, if this kind of information makes sense to you, if it gives you clarity, hope, or even just a new perspective, hit that like button. It's such a small thing, but it tells me, hey, this helped me. And when enough people do that, YouTube understands that this message needs to reach more people. People just like you, maybe a friend or a loved one who's struggling and doesn't even know where to start. And if you've made it this far, if you feel connected to what we're talking about, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Not just to follow along, but to be part of a growing community that believes in natural healing, that questions what we're told, and that supports each other with real, practical knowledge that can truly change lives. I'm here for you, and every new video we create is built with that same intention, to empower, educate, and encourage you on your journey. Because this isn't just another health tip, it's a movement. And your participation is what keeps it alive. Now let's take a closer look at how exactly this food works inside your body, and why so few people are talking about it, even though the benefits are undeniable. Most people underestimate the silent power that flows through their bodies every second of the day: blood. It's not something we think about much, but it's the lifeline that keeps us alive, delivering oxygen, nutrients, and energy to every cell. And yet so many of us live as if this system can take endless abuse. We assume that our heart will just keep pumping, that our arteries will stay clear, and that our energy will return if we just rest a little more. But the truth is far different. Your arteries don't just get clogged overnight. It's a process, slow, quiet, and relentless, shaped by daily choices, hidden inflammation, and a lifestyle that often prioritizes convenience over care. Imagine a brand new highway, smooth and open, where cars glide effortlessly. That's what healthy arteries look like inside your body. But now picture what happens when trash, dirt, and debris begin to pile up on that highway. At first, you barely notice. Traffic still flows, maybe a little slower, but it's manageable. Then one day, without warning, the road is so blocked that nothing can move. That's how a heart attack or stroke often feels. Sudden, shocking, but years in the making. And that's why it's so crucial to understand what's really happening behind the scenes of your own body. There's a hidden truth here, and once you see it, you can't ignore it. Inflammation, oxidative stress, and poor circulation create an environment where plaque, made of cholesterol, fat, calcium, and toxins, begins to harden against the walls of your arteries. This narrows the pathways where blood should flow freely, forcing your heart to pump harder and harder. Over time, this doesn't just affect your heart. It impacts your brain, your muscles, even your ability to think clearly or stay active. It's not just about the risk of disease. It's about losing the vibrant energy that allows you to enjoy life fully. The most fascinating part is how connected everything in your body is. When your arteries are healthy, you feel it. Your skin looks better, your mind is sharper, and even your mood improves. But when circulation weakens, you start noticing subtle changes: cold hands and feet, headaches, dizziness, tingling in your extremities, fatigue that doesn't go away with sleep. These are not random annoyances, they are signals. And most of us have been trained to ignore them, chalking everything up to age, stress, or just bad luck. But let's break free from that mindset. This is not about fear, it's about awareness. Because awareness is where transformation starts. When you know what's going on inside your arteries, you can begin to make choices that reverse the damage. And yes, it is possible to reverse it. Your body is not a machine that simply wears out. It's a living system designed to heal, regenerate, and adapt if you give it what it needs. And that's where understanding the right foods, the right habits, and the right mindset becomes so powerful. Think about this. Every time you choose to eat something fresh and nourishing, every time you move your body and get your blood flowing, every time you manage stress and take a deep breath, you're not just being healthy. You're literally clearing the path for your blood to flow. You're giving your heart the break it's been begging for. That's not just a habit. That's a decision that changes your future. Now, I know what you might be thinking. But I feel fine. I don't have any major problems right now. That's the tricky part. Many people with clogged arteries feel just fine until the day they don't. Until the day they're in a hospital bed, wondering how it all happened so fast. But if you could take action before that point, if you could unlock the secret of keeping your arteries clean and your blood flowing like a river, wouldn't you? Wouldn't it be worth exploring the natural solutions that have been hidden in plain sight all along? I want to take you behind the scenes of your own health, the mental shifts, the quiet revelations, the decisions that no one talks about, but that make all the difference. Because this isn't just about food or exercise. It's about changing how you see your body, understanding the incredible power it has to heal when you work with it, instead of against it. Now, I want to go even deeper into this subject because knowing the danger is just the surface. What truly changes lives is discovering what works, what clears the path, and how small, consistent choices can completely transform your energy and well-being. Type in the comments. This makes sense to me. I'd love to know who's feeling this shift and ready to take this journey of awareness and transformation with me. Here's something most people never hear from their doctor. Medication doesn't heal clogged arteries. It manages symptoms. It regulates the numbers. It slows things down. And sometimes that's necessary. There's no shame in needing help. But let's be honest. When was the last time someone sat you down and explained what your options really are? When did anyone show you how to actually support your arteries, your circulation, your heart, naturally from the inside out? We've been conditioned to believe that if something's wrong with our health, there's a pill to fix it. That if you're tired, there's a stimulant. If your cholesterol's high, there's a statin. If your blood pressure spikes, there's a drug to bring it back down. But what's happening behind the numbers? Behind the charts? Behind the prescriptions? That's where the truth begins to unfold, because the root cause is rarely addressed. And when the root isn't treated, nothing truly changes. You don't heal, you simply survive. And that's not the kind of life you were made for. Let me take you behind the curtain for a second. There are countless people walking around every day on medications that control their cholesterol, blood pressure, or heart rhythm. But they still feel exhausted. They still have trouble sleeping. They still experience brain fog and low mood and shortness of breath. Why? Because numbers can look better on paper, while the body is still quietly struggling. That's why understanding the deeper picture matters. Because there's a difference between being alive and being well, and you deserve the second one. This isn't about throwing away medicine. It's about reclaiming responsibility, about realizing that you're not powerless. You're not at the mercy of your genetics, or your past decisions, or your current symptoms. Your body is incredibly intelligent. Every cell is listening, responding, adapting, and when you start supporting it with intention, when you nourish it, reduce the hidden stressors, and give it the tools to do what it's designed to do, everything begins to shift. Now here's the part most people never hear. There are specific foods, simple ones, that have been shown to actively reduce inflammation in the arteries, to help break down plaque, to improve the elasticity of blood vessels, and to promote smoother, cleaner blood flow. But they're rarely talked about. Why? Because they're not profitable. Because they're not flashy. Because they don't come with a logo, a brand name, or a prescription pad. But they work. The body doesn't heal through complexity. It heals through consistency, through real nutrients, through movement, through rest, through time. But we've been trained to chase quick fixes, to silence symptoms instead of listening to them. And over time, that approach adds up, not in healing, but in quiet damage. That's why this conversation matters. Because once you realize the system is designed to treat you, not teach you, something changes inside. You start questioning. You start observing. You begin to notice how your body feels after certain foods, how your energy rises or crashes, how your breathing changes when you move, how your mood shifts after a night of good sleep. And slowly, without fanfare, a transformation begins, not just in your arteries, but in your mentality, in your awareness, in your relationship with your health. I've spoken to countless people who've said, if I had known this 10 years ago, I would have done everything differently. That sentence sticks with me every time, because what they're really saying is, no one told me I had a choice. But you do. And that choice starts with knowledge, with clarity, with being honest about what's working and what's not. That's where real healing begins, not in fear, not in blame, but in empowered action. Now I want to take this even further, because once you see the limitations of conventional approaches, you begin to look for the real tools, the foods, the habits, the mindset shifts that open the door to a different kind of life. One that's not ruled by prescriptions and doctor visits, but by energy, clarity, and strength that comes from within. Write in the comments, "I'm choosing differently now." I want to know who's with me on this journey, who's done waiting and ready to step into a new level of awareness and care. Here's where things get really interesting, and honestly a little frustrating once you realize it. Because the solution we've been talking about, this natural food that helps clean your arteries, isn't some expensive supplement. It's not hidden in a pharmaceutical lab or locked behind a prescription. In fact, it's likely something you've seen before, maybe even used in your own kitchen, but no one ever explained its true potential. It doesn't come with fancy marketing or commercials claiming to cure everything. It just works quietly, powerfully, and consistently, if you know how to use it. We live in a world where simple things are constantly overlooked, and when something is too accessible or too humble, it rarely gets attention. But that's often where the gold is, hidden in plain sight. And this food we're talking about is no different. It's been used for centuries in different cultures for its healing properties, not because someone wanted to sell you on it, but because it simply had impact. People noticed they felt better, their circulation improved, their energy returned, and they didn't even have to change their whole life to see results. Just add one small thing with intention. I find it fascinating how we've created an environment where we trust packaging more than intuition, where something has to come in a capsule or with scientific jargon to feel legitimate. But the body doesn't care about trends or packaging. The body responds to what nourishes it. And when you give it something that actively reduces inflammation, that softens plaque, that supports the flexibility of your arteries, you feel it, not instantly, not with a dramatic commercial moment, but gradually, deeply, unmistakably. Now, if you've ever heard the phrase, "let food be thy medicine," this is exactly what that means. We're not talking about magic. We're talking about biochemical reality. Certain natural foods contain compounds that literally support the repair and detoxification of your arterial walls. They help reduce oxidative stress. They assist your body in dissolving buildups. They encourage smoother, stronger, more resilient blood vessels. And the beauty of it? They do it without side effects, without dependency, and without disrupting the body's natural balance.